Tonight, WDSU Investigates goes one-on-one with the new head of the embattled Office of Juvenile Justice. This after the previous director stepped down just months ago.
Well, the crucial agency has had its share of major problems, including escapes and fights. WDSU investigative reporter Aubrey Killian traveled to Baton Rouge for this exclusive interview and joins us live in the studio with more. Aubrey?
Hey, Sola. So Curtis Nelson is the new head of OJJ. He admits that the agency, it needs work, and he is ready to make some changes. One of them, an increase in transparency. Is the system broken?
So I think the system needs attention. I don't think it's broken.
Curtis Nelson is the new leader for the Office of Juvenile Justice System for Louisiana. It is no secret the Office of Juvenile Justice has been filled with chaos and violence. How many employees are currently at Bridge City, and are they meeting the requirement?
I don't know.
That's the former OJJ director, Bill Summers. He retired late last year. The agency came under fire after inmates often attacked guards and other inmates and continued to escape from the Bridge City Center for Youth. People were carjacked, and one man was nearly killed after an escaped inmate shot him in New Orleans. Would you feel comfortable living behind that facility?
No.
Why so?
Y'all have a good day.
Many have pleaded with OJJ to shut down Bridge City. Some of its most violent juvenile inmates were sent to Angola. It was presented as a temporary relief plan.
I do have JJS staff, so.
However, new director Nelson tells WDSU Investigates that there's no set date when the juvenile section at Angola will close, and he has no plans to shut Bridge City down. Nelson has several problems that he's focused on: building a new facility in Monroe to house juvenile offenders, housing youths in a more secure setting, increased staffing statewide, and creating programs for juvenile offenders to become active members of society. Nelson says statewide, in secured facilities, they have 360 inmates. But staffing is an issue. Right now, they have about 252 juvenile justice specialists statewide. Nelson says he needs 300 more. And when it comes to critical mental health treatment, OJJ says they have just 32 counselors and social workers. And do you feel they are reintegrating back into the community in a successful way?
I would say the majority of the young people, yes. Now, we do have those instances where, for whatever reason, maybe the youth didn't get everything they needed.
And with so much violence in our community, many are wondering, where are the parents? Would you support any legislation or laws that pose stricter penalties on the parents of juvenile offenders?
You know, I don't know if we need more legislation, because under our current laws, we do have statutes that talk about lack of parental supervision, improper supervision, and I think those laws are appropriate. I'm not really seeking to increase the penalties on parents.
And for OJJ to operate, it costs you, the taxpayer, a lot of money, $165 million a year.
To house a youth in OJJ's custody on a daily basis, it's probably right at about $320 estimate to work with a youth on a daily basis who's placed in our custody.
And $320 each day?
Each day, yes, each day.
Nelson plans on investing funds to create programs to keep kids from committing crimes once they are released. Also focusing in on enforcing truancy, new mentorship programs so offenders can transition straight into a workforce. And he understands the public is counting on him for change.
These are not young people that I feel we should just throw away.
And OJJ also says in 2022, a total of 153 employees resigned. That was statewide from OJJ. Back to you.